Hello, everybody. Schuyler Callihan here, back on the Schuyler Callihan Show, and we've got a really good guest for you today. Here on the show, presented by Mountaineer Maven on Sports Illustrated, has former West Virginia cornerback Daryl Worley, who's now a Dallas Cowboy. Daryl, how does that sound, just to be able to be a part of the Dallas Cowboys? And also, thank you for coming on to take out a few minutes with us.
Not a problem at all, man. It's happy to be on. It's definitely I want to say dream come true, but I mean the Cowboys, the franchise. I mean, it's all legendary, and it's definitely a pediment of what could really become. Being on a franchise like this is definitely a higher platform.
Yeah, no, you've spent time with the Carolina Panthers for 2 years. You were with the Raiders for the last two. Now you're with the Cowboys. What have you taken from the last two stops that you're at that you can build on heading into Dallas?
That just honestly being a pro, and I was taught that from my rookie year, going into things now, and now being looked at as kind of like that veteran role in a room full of guys is what I bring. I'll bring the same thing to the table. I mean, just being a pro day in and day out, being accountable, being able to do your job both on and off the field.
Now, the Cowboys do have some guys at the cornerback position. They lack a little bit of depth at the safety position. So they're going to be moving you around some. You pretty much going to be sticking at corner.
From what I've heard, talks as far as meetings and stuff, I'll be sticking at just corner.
At corner. Okay. And kind of reiterating back to the point where you've been, you've gone through free agency. Now, was this the first time you've gone through free agency?
Yep.
Yeah. So the first time you've gone through free agency, what is that like compared to the recruiting process coming out of high school? Is there any similarities at all, or is there any huge differences in those two?
I definitely feel like it's similarities. It just is more because the ball is kind of in your court. You're able to make the decision on where it is you want to go, where you want to end up. But I feel like it's different when you're dealing with money compared to scholarships. Even though scholarships are worth
Right.
money, I mean you can't really put a number on it. But that definitely the NFL free agency situation was definitely a lot different, and it's affected a lot different by like with other players that are signed to teams and stuff like that. Because when you're going through high school recruiting, I mean they'll bring in as many scholarships as they can at one position. I mean it doesn't matter. So it
Absolutely.
definitely has big differences.
Now, whenever the team first announced that they were going to move to Oakland, from Oakland to Las Vegas, what was kind of your first thoughts on that? And did the move and the city location, did that anything to do with your decision to move to the Cowboys?
No, not really. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you would be happy going from California to Nevada just simply because of the state taxes, and
Yeah.
that's the first sign that everyone sees, and I mean that's definitely a positive. And going forward, I mean, I know a lot of guys worry about the casinos and all the other stuff that goes on out there. Me personally, I'm not a guy. I don't gamble or go to casinos, so that wasn't really my worry or didn't factor in or anything. But I mean, I just made a decision I felt was best for me and my family.
Now, talking about the days at West Virginia, you played with some guys that are in the NFL now. Nick Wachowski, who's now in a Las Vegas Raider. Still sounds weird to say. And you got Carl Joseph, who you played with in Oakland. So, what was that like to see those guys kind of come up with you at West Virginia and then make it in the pros? And you yourself being able to play with Carl, what was that like to be able to play with him at that level?
It's awesome, man. Being able to take that next step and know that we're playing at the highest professional level. It really shows of the competition level we really had at our school, and it's awesome just being able to see guys when they were on other teams. Like when we played the Bears last year and Quip was on there. It's awesome to be able to link with guys like that and really just talk about. I mean, how far we've come, and now we're starters in the NFL making plays.
Yeah, and you look back at that defense that you guys had at West Virginia, it was pretty nasty. I mean, you got some real talented playmakers on there. KJ Dillon was another one. Darian Howard didn't get a ton of love, but he was a true beast up front, taking on double teams and stuff. But going back to your recruitment and what was that like before you made your decision to that you wanted to go to West Virginia, and what was it that sold you on the Mountaineers?
Um, I really coming out of high school, I think I had like 18 offers or something like that, and really I didn't even really get to take any visits or do anything. I actually did it. I did an unofficial to West Virginia. I want to say the summer after my junior year, and honestly, just kind of fell in love with the school, the coaching staffs, and I mean the players. They made me kind of feel at home already, but before I was there, Coach Hogerson, I mean, I always have love for him. He made me feel comfortable and made it feel like a home away from home. So never really got homesick, even though I was 5 to 6 hours away from home. Just really it was a great place. And I mean, I mean, there's no place like it.
Absolutely. And I don't know, you're a pretty busy guy being in the NFL. So I don't know how much free time you have to really keep up on the Mountaineers and the new staff. But have you been able to pay attention to any of those guys and understand what that new staff is like?
Actually, I haven't been able to tap in with the new staff, but I know there's a few. They have a few Philly guys there now that are actually
Yeah.
doing pretty well. I know the DB last year he ended up. I think he made All American. He's
Yeah.
actually
Tyke
from
Smith.
yeah
Yeah.
from inner city Philly. So just seeing guys like that, I mean, kind of like follow the path and be able to move along and are making plays at the same school that I was at. I mean, it's definitely a great sight to see.
And lastly, before we let you go here, Daryl, what is something that you hope to get accomplished this season in your first season with the Dallas Cowboys?
Honestly, just be able to be the best player that I can be, and I know if I'm the best me, then that'll be doing the best for my team. I mean, for my teammates and everyone around me, being able to make plays on the field and kind of just leave my name. In the cement there in Dallas.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Daryl. A lot of great stuff for you. We wish you the best of luck out there in Dallas and the rest of your NFL career. The whole state of West Virginia is going to be back there pulling for you, and they'll be watching you on Sundays as well.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Now, is Daryl Worley, former West Virginia cornerback, now a member of the Dallas Cowboys. And
Yes.
that'll do it for this week's Schuyler Callihan Show. We'll be back here next week. So until then, we'll see you then.